What is the happening? What is the haps? What's happening? YouTube. What an intro. Unscripted. I'm back again with a long delayed video. I've been struggling with trying to put this up for maybe last week or so. Just finding the motivation. Yeah, work sucking it all out. I digress. I'm back to show off some fucking records. This time, some stuff that's outside of my usual wheelhouse. But fucking awesome shit nonetheless. Honestly, I don't think I've ever really discussed this style of music in much depth on this channel. You know, it is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and get started. No particular order. Just kidding, it's actually in order. But Liege Lord, Master Control, 1988. Liege Lord were a US power metal band. In fact, they had 2 albums previous to Master Control, both of which lean more towards traditional heavy metal than power metal, strictly power metal. This album has some thrash tendencies. Metal Blade Records, old school label there. You see me freaking freak out over getting my records put back. I don't know why I struggle with this shit. Anyway, this shit is awesome. It is, it's a perfect collision between 80s Bay Area thrash and fucking the ridiculous, over-the-top theatrics of power metal. Vocals are always fantastic. It is just straight ahead macho fucking metal. If all power metal sounded like that, Liege Lord, I'd listen to a lot more of it. Next up, talk to you a little bit about Omen The Curse. This is a original cassette, Enigma Metal Blade. Funny story, I actually got this tape with the, what do you call it? The fucking pad gone. Wouldn't play. So I had to get all DIY and shit and fucking fix this to make it listenable. It is now worth it. This is an incredible album. You know, in no small part thanks to J.D. Kimball on vocals. This guy's vocal work, awesome. Super bluesy, super soulful, just great, straight ahead, doomy, heavy metal. Traditional in most senses of the word. This is their 3rd album. First 3 albums were actually recently reissued on Metal Blade, on vinyl. All worth getting, but this is probably my favorite. In no small part because that fucking cover art rules. Look at that fucking shit. So good. Fantastic stuff. Next up, basically I'm flip-flopping. I'm going vinyl tape. You got a problem with it? Watch something else. Tygers of Pantang, Wildcat. MCA. You've got the traditional MCA label. Nothing fancy there. No insert. This is really the only Tygers album that I honestly care for. Spellbound was a follow-up. It's got a few decent cuts. Gangland, probably most notable. Creator covered that shit. I think I've talked about that to some degree. It's not bad, but this is the only full-length Tygers Pantang released with Jess Cox on vocals. That would be this guy right there. And his vocals are fucking fantastic. They're like, it's like a collision. I'm using collision a lot tonight. Of like the slur of Lemmy and Bon Scott combined. Bluesy, punky, great stuff. It's like a slowed down Motorhead in a lot of regards. Fantastic album. I love it. I'll probably pick up Spellbound at some point, but it's not really high on my want list. Listening to it just makes me want to listen to Wildcat. And again, fucking that iconic cover art, just, it rules. It's so good. Next up, got another tape. Oh yeah. You got Chastain with Rulers of the Wasteland. That cover art just begs to be bigger. Let's look at it with no glare, shall we? So good. If you're not familiar with Chastain, they're another power metal band featuring the guitar virtuosity of David T Chastain, lead guitar. They were a shred band. Shrapnel Records, Leviathan Records. Fucking great stuff. Not like your fucking Racer X or Chastain solo stuff at all. You know, he definitely knows how to write a fucking song that just rules from start to finish. I love the first 4 Chastain albums. Of those first 4, I own the second, third, and fourth. All fantastic. That's probably my favorite out of the 3 that I've got on the shelf. Never talked about it, and I don't know why. They've been sitting there for a long while, and it's fucking great stuff. Really need to hear it if you haven't. Leather Leone on vocals. She's fucking awesome. Apparently she studied under Dio or something to that degree. I don't know the story there, but she fucking brings it on that record. Excuse me. Next up, I'm gonna take it out of the fucking sleeve first. Oh. Loudness, Disillusion. Oh man, this album rules. So good. Japanese pressing on EMI. You got the OBI. Obi. Love that. EMI labels. Insert all Japanese, except for the titles. Look at those guys. Oh man, fucking badasses. It's such a good album, man. If you're not familiar with Loudness, you should be. At least Thunder in the East, which was the follow-up to this album, came out in 1986. This came out in 84. This is their third proper full-length. Was it their fourth? Third or fourth proper full-length. And they would kind of go the way of like poppy bubblegum metal, a la Theater of Pain, fucking Motley Crue type shit. But prior to that, they were aping fucking Judas Priest really well. really, really well. Guitarist's name escapes me, but one of the best fucking guitarists out of any Japanese metal band that I've heard at this point. You know, not quite as like ostentatious or ridiculous as like Japan, who also fucking ruled, by the way. But just really, really stripped down, primal heavy metal. Very, very vital sounding, really fresh, even though by 1984 that sound had been done to death in the US. Something about the Japanese take on that style of music, how they just kind of like combined what was happening in the US and what was happening in the UK at the time, and made it their own thing, man, and it fucking rules. It's a great record. Next up, we've got Witchcross, Fit for Fight. I fucking love this, man. I wish I had the record. I had to settle for cassette when this was reissued on Hell's Headbangers. Oddly enough, it seems more like a title fit for Shadow Kingdom, but you know, I digress. Huge J card, as is the norm for Hell's Headbangers. Look at that cover art. Let that sink in for a little while. Look at what's going on there. What is going on there? The cover's absurd. I don't even know. It's awesome. It's a selling point for sure. Witchcross are phenomenal. Danish band. Came out in 1984, if I'm not mistaken. Same studio that recorded Don't Break the Oath and Melissa. So that might give you a little bit of an idea of what to expect as far as Witchcross's sound. If you're not familiar, it's kind of like this, like Merciful Fate with the tendencies and sensibilities of like Def Leppard, but not shitty post-Pyromania Def Leppard, like fucking High and Dry and On Through the Night. Even the Def Leppard EP, which is, you know, pretty good, even though Def Leppard is afraid as fuck to use a distortion pedal. And they don't play power chords. I could be wrong about that. I'm not a guitarist, so don't take my word as law. Anyway, great album. Every song fucking rocks. It's just a rager, start to finish. Just really catchy. Fucking just do this the entire time. So good. Ridiculously infectious. And absolutely mandatory. Original versions of that record go for upwards of like $50. Even the Hell's Headbangers vinyl repress, which I don't like the pressing as much because they blow up the cover art. And the graphic design of the original release is just perfect. Really just works. Great stuff, again. Can't recommend it enough. Next record I have to show for you. Vicious Rumors, Soldiers of the Night. Look at those guys. Fucking certified badasses. Put them in some fucking Marine gear and they'd make it in Aliens. Maybe. Maybe not. This album came out 86, I want to say. It's probably on here. Never Find It When I Want. 1985, Shrapnel Records. Repressed by Roadrunner. This is a Korean version. South Korean. Jigu. Fucking great record. All those old school Road Runner labels. Who are Vicious Rumors, you might ask? Well, they would kind of become a very shreddy, as was the case with basically every fucking band on Shrapnel Records, power metal band. This album, though, is unlike any of the albums that followed it. Whether it's Digital Dictator, which was the direct follow-up, or the full lengths that came after that. This album is just straight up hokey as fuck, macho as fuck, heavy metal, Hesher awesomeness. It's so ridiculous. Every song is just an anthem. You know, and what's rad about this pressing is that it denotes the solos for every track. You got some tracks on here with 3-4 guitar solos noted by the player. You've got fucking Gary St. Pierre, this freaking stud right here on vocals, and man, his vocals are just over the top. Whether it's fucking the song Medusa, which has one of the most ridiculously cheesy yet catchy and infectious choruses of all time. March or Die, again, you listen to that song and the chorus will be stuck in your head for at least 24 hours afterwards. Blitz the World, Invader, Blistering Winds, every track on here is a gem. This album's awesome. Love it. Ugh. Last tape. I've only got 2 things left to show you, man. I'm burning through this update. Pat myself on the back and take a swig. Cheers if you're drinking. Tyrant, Too Late to Pray. Actually found this still in the shrink wrap at Zion's Gate Records in Seattle. Metal Blade, Enigma, again. No, sorry, Metal Blade Combat. 1987 for this bad boy. Clear with foil, cassette shell, J-card. That photography is ridiculously dark, and it's the same on the vinyl. You got the fucking old-ass Metal Blade catalog, Death Records. Look at that. Lyrics that are just like fucking impossible to read. Check out that Metal Blade shirt, brand new shirt. 2-color, 2-sided. What should they want for that? $10. Or you could get a tour jacket. So there's no picture of. That was $75. That's the most expensive thing on this catalog. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about the music. Tyrant were I don't know, if you look at their fucking Discogs page, they're listed as like black metal, speed metal, heavy metal. Not speed metal, not really black metal at all. Heavy metal for sure. It's really doomy. Not to like the St. Vitus proportions, but for a traditional heavy metal band, really, really on the slow doom and gloom side of things. Fucking good stuff though. I had honestly not heard this when I picked it up. Got it with some birthday funds, and I don't regret it, man. This is awesome. It's one of those things that when I was really getting into metal back in like the early to mid 90s, you know, I would see this at the record store, whether it was a used record shop in Seattle or somewhere like Camelot or Sam Goody, and I would just disregard it because it looks ridiculous, but it's awesome. Really great stuff. All the songs on here are great. You got the title track, Too Late to Pray, fantastic. Into the Flames, Babylon, Beginning of the End, fucking Valley of Death. Great, great album. You should definitely listen to it. I will try my best to provide links for all this shiznit. Which brings me to the last item. Which is a double LP. Judas Priest, Hiro Hiro. What's really, really rad about this record is that the order that the tracks are listed is not the order that they're on the record. Gatefold. Look at that interior. Oh my god. Look at that band picture. Look at Rob. So ridiculous. Came out in 1981. Hiro Hiro is actually a compilation album containing all of the album Rock'n'Rolla, as well as 6 of the 9 tracks on Sad Wings of Destiny. Now, I already have a copy of Sad Wings of Destiny, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. I'm not even gonna lie. That album is fucking amazing. Judas Priest never topped it, except maybe Stained Class. Sin After Sin came somewhat close, but they were never on it like they were with fucking Sad Wings. I just love that album. I love every song on it. It gets me fucking right here every time. Victim of Changes, Tyrant. Fucking awesome. Such a good album. This is a mono version, or stereo / mono. So it plays the stereo, but it was recorded in mono, if I'm not mistaken. The sound on this is fantastic. It's all analog, super warm, and it definitely has a different sound than any of the more recent Judas Priest remasters that are out there. This is how both of these albums were meant to be heard. It's Gull Records. Labels are kind of cool. Kind of dig that. You know, all 4 sides, so I'm not going to get both of the records out to show, but awesome album. Not mandatory if you've already got full version of Rock'n'Rolla and Sad Wings of Destiny. Like I said, I did not have a version of Rock'n'Rolla, so this is kind of a no-brainer for me. Just great stuff, and super happy to have it. That's everything. My butt rock extraordinaire, Hesher Extravaganza. Next up, I don't know what's going to be next, or when. I'd try and give you an idea of when I'll post again, but I'm never on the ball with this shit, so take it for what you will. Thank you for watching. I absolutely appreciate all the views. Appreciate all the subs. I am nearly at 1,100. Which is crazy to me. You know, I've been doing this a little over 2 years now, and I'm not planning to stop. It's just insane how I continue to pick up subscribers. So thank you, seriously. Also, you know what? I want to give a little bit of a shout out to a couple of YouTubers that I've been watching a lot of their stuff, trying to comment a lot on their shit, kind of new to the community. So the first one is Ross Hodo. Great channel, shows a lot of cool shit as far as like power violence, grindcore, some of the hardcore stuff that, you know, I try to keep one of my feet in to a certain degree as far as being familiar with, but he's showing some stuff that I have no idea what it is. Great personality to go along with the videos though, so check his shit out. Also, Salos 116. He's got maybe 5-6 videos up so far, showing some really cool shit. A lot of Japanese hardcore, old black metal, first wave shit. A lot of fucking Celtic Frost, original presses. Make me kind of jealous. Cool personality, cool channel, and worth watching. Very few subscribers so far, so jump on that shit. I'm gonna link everything, like I said, down below, hopefully. Anyway, YouTube, I am at the 25-minute mark. I'm gonna call it a wrap. Peace out, YouTube. Take care of yourselves.